Teachers are important because
they love us.
They take us on field trips.
They're because they help us learn.
Because they love us.
They give us something to do every day and have fun during school.
They are very supportive to what we do.
Help us when we get stuck on problems.
They give us information that we will use sooner or later.
They play a mother figure in your life and also a father figure if they're a man.
They teach us everything that we need to know for life.
They motivate me to just do more work and get through it.
Teachers are important because they yell at us. No, I am just kidding. Teachers are important because they give us an education and help us on throughout our lives in school and later on.
They do more than teaching. They care for us.
Give us wisdom that we will use in the future.
They teach you life lessons that you have to know to be successful later on.
Teachers help kids and kids help teachers.
Teachers help you learn stuff.
For the 27th year, Macy's is proud to celebrate Florida teachers. Out of 191,000 public school teachers, 72 were chosen as the top teachers in each school district. Now, it's down to 5 finalists, and just one will be named the 2016 Macy's Florida Department of Education Teacher of the Year. Live from Hard Rock at Universal Studios Orlando, it's the 2016 Macy's Florida Department of Education Teacher of the Year Award. Ladies and gentlemen, may we present to you the best of the best teachers in the state of Florida, our 2016 Florida District Teachers of the Year. Susan Bowles, Lawton Childs Elementary School in Alachua County. Rhonda Stafford, Westside Elementary School in Baker County. Beth Piccolo, A. Crawford Mosley High School in Bay County. Beth Udi, Bradford High School in Bradford County. Amy Parsons, Tropical Elementary School in Brevard County. Nicole Brown, Deerfield Beach Middle School in Broward County. Allison Howell, Bluntstown High School in Calhoun County. Tim Ostro, L.A. Angler Middle School in Charlotte County. David Fields, Orange Park High School in Clay County. Barbara Royster, Eastside Elementary School in Columbia County. Samil Somukomar, Dixie County High School, Dixie County. Kafimbo Holloway Parnell, Kirby Smith Middle School in Duval County. Barbara Royster, Eastside Elementary School in Columbia County. Ann Berry, Northview High School in Escambia County. Ed Wolf, Belterre Elementary School in Flagler County. Suzette Malou, A.D. Henderson University School, FAU High School, part of Florida Atlantic University. C. Glenn Thigpen, Lancaster Correctional Institution with the Florida Department of Corrections. Jenny Palmer, Florida School for the Deaf and the Blind. Angeline Hirai, Florida State University from the Florida State University Schools. Caroline Jacobson, Florida Virtual School. Donna Barber, Franklin County School in Franklin County. Melissa Brown Horton, Havana Middle School in Gadsden County. Christy Russell, Trenton Elementary School in Gilchrist County. Thomas Finney, Pemaetev Imahava Charter School in Glades County. Stephanie Bailey, Weewahichka Elementary School in Gulf County. Penny Mickler, South Hamilton Elementary School in Hamilton County. Philomena Ashley, Hardy Senior High School in Hardy County. Stacy Vishegli, Kelly Reinhardt, Country Oaks Elementary School in Henry County. Stacy Vishegli, Challenger K-8 School of Math and Science in Hernando County. Jerry Lee Wright, Woodlawn Elementary School in Highlands County. Kelly Mejia, Fellsmere Elementary School in Indian River County. Deanna Golden, FM Goldson Elementary School in Jackson County. Thomas Spate, Jefferson Middle School in Jefferson County. Kathy Palomino, Lafayette High School in Lafayette County. Justin Crouch, Umatilla High School in Lake County. James Mark Jones, South Fort Myers High School in Lee County. Betsy Penn, Kate Sullivan Elementary School in Leon County. Jenny Hanley, Williston Middle School in Levy County. Miranda Ellis, Hosford Elementary and Junior High School in Liberty County. Brandy Whitman, B.D. Gullett Elementary School in Manatee County. Beth Crawford, Forest High School in Marion County. Jeffrey Alvarado, Frank C. Martin International K-8 Center in Miami-Dade County. Jennifer Albert, Emma Love Hardy Elementary School in Nassau County. Lainey Clowers Gwynn, Maitland Middle School in Orange County. Kelly Cotton, Celebration High School in Osceola County. Stacy Greenberg, Point Siena STEM Elementary School in Palm Beach County. Stacy Greenberg, Point Siena STEM Elementary School in Palm Beach County. Beth Hess, Hudson High School in Pasco County. Kimberly Lopez, Melrose Elementary School in Pinellas County. Suzanne Beck, Interlaken Elementary School in Putnam County. Karen Birch, SS Dixon Primary School in Santa Rosa County. Edward Hayshe, Wilkinson Elementary School in Sarasota County. Charles Mosley, Switzerland Point Middle School in St. Johns County. Ashegel Ugar, Wildwood Elementary School in Sumter County. Kara Diskin, Swanee Middle School in Swanee County. PJ Pyland, Taylor County High School in Taylor County. Rhonda Clayett, Lake Butler Elementary School in Union County. Myra Cordero, P.K. Young Developmental Research School at the University of Florida. Chris Dowdle, DeLand High School in Volusia County. Connie Warwill, Medard Elementary School in Wakulla County. Carla Griffin, Freeport High School in Walton County. Tara Brock, Vernon Middle School in Washington County. We would also like to acknowledge the district winners who could not be here with us this evening. Will Brunty, West Elementary School in DeSoto County. Cherie Medorma, Rivers Edge Elementary School in St. Lucie County. Anthony Thompson, Florida A&M Developmental Research School. Tony Farrow, Jensen Beach High School in Martin County. Adam Smith, Bergham Academy in Polk County. Congratulations to all of our district winners for the wonderful work you do creating magical moments in the classroom for our children. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your host, Emmy Award-winning journalist, Deborah Norville.
Everybody, wow. We know these teachers can teach, and I think we just saw they also know how to vamp. There were some great presentations on the stage, so we are not giving an award out for the best pose as our teachers were introduced, but we had a lot of contenders if we were giving out that prize. I am so happy to be with you again this evening. This is truly one of the most special evenings of the year, for me particularly, but especially for the teachers here in the state of Florida. Actually, tonight is the culmination of an entire year of activity for Florida teachers. And more importantly, it's a big night for the young people to whom they have dedicated their professional lives. Nearly a year-long cycle of events has been going on. And just give you a little bit of background about what's been happening. It's all going to culminate with one person tonight being named the Macy's Florida Department of Education Teacher of the Year. And with us tonight to celebrate that are some special guests I want to take a moment to introduce before we get into the business of the evening. First off, a gentleman who has worked tirelessly to support education throughout the state of Florida, our governor, Governor Rick Scott. Governor? Also with us this evening, Representative Renee Coach P. Placentia of the Florida House of Representatives, and a school teacher right here in Orange County. Also with this evening, of course, the Florida Commissioner of Education, Pam Stewart. Pam? Macy's Executive Vice President, Darlene Haynes, who has given so much to this event. Darlene? And Leo Rourke, who is Macy's District Vice President for Northern Florida. Woohoo! You're going to see her in just a moment as well. We've gathered here at the Hard Rock stage, as we do every year, and it's just a stone's throw from that place which I'm sure many of you in this room have had a chance to visit, and that is that hallowed corner of magic, the Harry Potter exhibit over there at Universal. And how appropriate that we should be so close to Harry Potter land, because our theme tonight, in keeping with the theme of our sponsor Macy's, is magic. Because isn't that what happens in classrooms? Across the state, in every school here in Florida, it's magic. And that's what we're celebrating this evening, because how else do you explain that metamorphosis that happens when you see a recalcitrant, disengaged little kid somehow become a curious, focused, inquisitive learner? It's got to be magic, right? And what is magic? Well, if you look it up in the dictionary, it says, the power of apparently influencing the course of events by using mysterious or supernatural forces. Well, I don't think any of our teachers here in the state of Florida are resorting to a sorcerer's wand or a cauldron that's bubbling, bubble, bubble, toil and trouble, but it does maybe take some kind of an otherworldly skill to get a classroom of 6-year-old boys to focus on counting. In the case of one first-grade teacher, and I know whereof I speak, this teacher perhaps was using otherworldly inspiration when she seized upon the idea of blackjack. She had a room full of first-grade boys playing 21, yes, for real money, it was pennies, but guess what, guys? It worked. That room full of little boys learned how to do double digits. And I know this because my son was one of them. That's either inspiration or possibly magic. The German Goethe said, magic is believing in yourself. If you can do that, then you can make anything happen. And that's really what we're celebrating tonight. Teachers who believe that they can help their students master that theorem or do that experiment or make that subject and verb agree, and most importantly, be excited about the process. You don't have to believe in magic or in the likelihood of using your intelligence or creativity, but that's what teachers do every day in inspiring their kids to believe in themselves. That is magic. And that's not to say that magic's easy. Secretary of State Colin Powell was quoted once as saying, a dream doesn't become reality through magic. It takes sweat and determination and a lot of hard work. And tonight, that's what we're celebrating. That's what we're recognizing, and that's what we honor with all of you in this room who are teachers and with our 5 district winners who will be hearing a lot about this evening. The men and women that you've seen on this stage didn't just wander here. They were chosen. They were nominated by the people who see them in action every day, who admire what they do. And they think, you know what? Everybody needs to know what this awesome colleague of mine is doing. That's why these nominations are so important, because it came from the heart of a colleague who said, I want this person to be celebrated. It begins with that, and then there's really a rigorous process that looks at best practices, it looks at what's going on in the classroom, and it tries to define that indefinable, but we know it when we see it, magic that happens in the classroom and beyond. One person has been selected as the Macy's Florida Department of Education Teacher of the Year for 2016, and I can't wait to find out who it is. What I can say is they got a really tough act to follow. Our honoree for the past year, Christy Bassett, has been a phenomenal representative for all of the Florida teachers. And we're going to be hearing from Christy in just a few minutes. She's going to talk about the year that she's spent representing teachers and the transformation that it's really been for her as well. So we'll be hearing from her shortly, but first I want to introduce a woman who has truly put her heart and soul into this. You know, Macy's has been a part of this event for 27 years, almost 3 decades. Woohoo! I don't know any other business that has been as committed to education as the Macy's department store has. What a beloved retailer, and we would love it even if it hadn't donated close to, drumroll please, $3 million to Florida public schools and teachers over the last 27 years. It is a phenomenal commitment to education. And I am delighted to introduce to you Darlene Haynes, Macy's Executive Vice President and Director of Stores, to hear more about Macy's commitment. Hi, Darlene.
Thank you, Deborah. I want to also thank all of you for being here tonight. Macy's is here to applaud and thank each of you. Your passion and excitement for teaching is evident. Each of you distinguish yourselves by a spirit of giving, nurturing, and mentoring your students and peers. This is truly the magic of teaching. When you bring others with you, allowing them to discover their own magical powers. Magic is very near and dear to us at Macy's. It's what we strive for each day, to create magical experiences for our customers. To accomplish this, we work to build strong leadership teams. Many leaders are competent, but few qualify as remarkable. Teachers are unique. The demands and experience of teaching, both the skill and knowledge necessary to become a great teacher, make great teachers great leaders. And each of you are honored here tonight and recognized for your remarkable leadership in teaching. Our students need leaders who will help them get to the finish line, to create an inspiring vision of the future, and to inspire our students to achieve that vision. Tonight, I want to tell you about a great teacher who also happens to be a great leader. In fact, a remarkable leader. She is a loyal, dedicated individual of the utmost integrity who ascribes to strict moral and ethical principles. Confident and forthright, she is not afraid to take the moral high ground, even if it's the unpopular route. Her resilience, strength of character, and dedication to duty, even in the face of adversity, are rare qualities. She has faced challenges from her first day at her high school, running a two-person program by herself for almost 2 years. She's not one to give up or be satisfied with the status quo. Her advanced teaching methods and strategies, as well as the high expectations she sets for her students, have resulted in an optimum learning environment. Her personal involvement in the lives of her students and the mentoring she provides on a daily basis is evident by the trust and confidence her students have in her and their willingness to follow her lead as their role model. In the words of one of her former students, 4C midshipman at the United States Naval Academy, Katie Kennard, the mission of the United States Naval Academy is to develop midshipmen morally, mentally, and physically. For me, this began the day I entered the junior ROTC classroom at Mosley High School. Master Sergeant Piccolo took time to get to know me, as she does every cadet. She taught me the practice of using self-introspection to improve as a leader. Beth instills in her cadets the core values of a Marine: honor, courage, and commitment. She says her goal in this program is not just to produce Marines, but to produce good citizens. Master Sergeant Piccolo gives her cadets one-on-one counseling to help them have a plan after graduation. And that is why so many of us are succeeding. If I can be half the woman that she is, brave, compassionate, selfless, intelligent, and influential, I will be pleased with myself. She is the epitome of a servant leader. You recognize a great leader by the people they impact, so let me introduce you to a great leader, Beth Piccolo from A. Crawford Mosley High School in Bay County, and honor her with this Magic of Leadership Award.
There you are. Hi. Congratulations. Did you know? No. Well, come up here. No, thank you.
All right, so I am going to present to you this award, which says Macy's 2016 Teacher of the Year, Magic of Leadership for Beth Piccolo. My voice is cracking, so there you go.
Thank you so much.
And a $1,000 gift card to Macy's. Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm only here because of my cadets, and I'm only here because of the Marine Corps and the men and women currently serving. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
That's just the first of the surprises we have in store for tonight. And so if you don't have waterproof mascara on, ladies, you screwed up. What can I say? Now it's time to begin to get to know our 5 finalists up close and personal, as they say. Did you know that right now this event is being streamed? This is so cool. I tweeted it out. I hope people saw it. It's on YouTube for anybody who wants to see it anywhere in the world. Sorry, Beth, we should have told you that before you came up on stage. So y'all just wave, say hi to the people out there. Woohoo, hi people. Yes, that's great. I don't think the people saw us waving, but that's okay. But we really do think it's cool that this is online and it's going to be archived, because there's nothing more important than recognizing teachers who are making such a difference. And one of those teachers is doing so in Hernando, the town of Hernando, Florida. One Teacher of the Year finalist is taking the saying, we've all heard it a million times, it takes a village to raise a child, taking that saying globally by taking her students on field trips around the world. And incredibly, she never leaves the classroom. Whether it's using Skype or Instagram, Google Drive, web updates, tweets, you name it, if there's a technology that'll take a child there, Ashlyn Ramirez is making it happen, bringing innovation in the 21st century for children through technology as a way to learn. Here's a little bit more about Ashlyn Ramirez, Macy's Teacher of the Year finalist from Hernando Elementary School in Citrus County.
We're so excited to Skype with you today. I teach 5th grade at Hernando Elementary, all subjects.
You know, we talk a lot about raising rigor in our classrooms, and she does that with the use of technology. The kids are always creating assignments, or they're communicating with their devices. They're doing something with that device that's going to help them.
So let's get started.
I think innovation is key within the classroom. I think to be a phenomenal educator, to bring it to the next level, you have to be a step ahead of them.
She's a very tech-savvy teacher, definitely.
Hi, good afternoon. We have actually been Skyping this week with everyone, like basically around the world, and they've been teaching us. We find people on Skype in the classroom, and we email them.
I don't think I've ever experienced as much technology as I have this year. It's really cool to think that I have done those presentations, that I created them, or that I'm the one who created those math tutorials.
I like your class because we do so many different things from the traditional style of teaching.
We do coding, so we're creating little games using our iPads, and then we're making movies using like iMovie and other apps.
Are you south of Sacramento? Sacramento?
I truly believe that they believe in themselves, and that is magical when you think about it, because she is teaching young kids to be responsible, to be respectful, and to be in charge of their own destiny.
She is so dedicated to her students to get them not just to be great students, but to be great people in this world.
Every year, you have those aha moments where you're just in awe of your students, and you kind of hope you have something to do with it.
Ms. Ramirez, I just want to say that you are an amazing teacher, and I will never forget you.
I remember one of the quotes that you always said, "Sprinkle kindness like confetti," and I know that I will always do that because of you.
A tech-savvy teacher who sprinkles kindness like a fairy. Could there be anything more fabulous? Oh my gosh, and we're just getting warmed up. When you think of Macy's, you think of shopping. We know you do. And that is true. For almost 3 decades, Macy's Red Star, yes, is a symbol of the stores, but it's also been a symbol for educators in Florida because of the company's continued sponsorship of the Teacher of the Year program. One of the company's core values has always been giving back to the community. For 27 years, Macy's has sponsored this program, and that really is an example of its commitment to this community and its commitment to education. It is now my pleasure to introduce to you Lee O'Rourke. Lee is Macy's District Vice President, and Lee, we are so grateful for Macy's support. Ladies and gentlemen, Lee O'Rourke.
Well, good evening. To all of you outstanding teachers, on behalf of Macy's, congratulations on your accomplishments, and thank you for your commitment to your students. It's really an honor to be here with you this evening, and we celebrate your work. Teaching in itself is magical. It must be such an amazing thing to be in the classroom, to see those moments of transformation, of growth, and gain confidence when struggles are overcome, and then that sudden flash of understanding described as the aha moment. It's been frequently described by mathematicians writing about the creative process as a sudden flash of magical lightning. That is the magic of teaching. So tonight, I'm proud to present the Macy's Magic of Teaching Award to an educator who does not teach or serve for awards or for accolades, but really teaches to inspire and impact those that he comes into contact with each and every day. He's a natural magnet to those who enter his classroom. Students in his classroom know that he cares for them from the very moment that they step through that door. This teacher infuses high levels of science and math content with real-world application and targeted strategies to meet the varying needs of each student. The students experience success because he helps them develop the internal desire to expect nothing less of themselves. He possesses the unique ability of being able to skillfully remediate as well as accelerate his students through innovative techniques and by making himself available to tutor them many hours outside of a normal workday. Currently, he's serving as the head teacher of 5th grade. He enlisted the services of his STEM club to assemble an intricate high-tech garden housing, aquaponics, and solar-powered windmills. I was able to say that. His classroom is student-led, and it's not uncommon to find his students engaged in such activities as Google Hangouts with meteorologists and communication with astronauts. Currently, he's working to develop a flight lab at his school that will house the drone that he and his students just assembled. Ed Wolf is a teacher amongst his colleagues known for innovation and creativity and keen knowledge of best practices to ignite learning in all students. He's been an educator for the past 17 years and brings a wealth of knowledge from the United States Air Force and the horticultural field. He's a problem solver, he's an innovator, and he understands that if students are ever going to develop a love of learning, then he needs to nurture their natural curiosity, embrace it, celebrate it, and then sit back and watch as the magic in his students unfolds. Macy's would like to honor Ed Wolf from Belterre Elementary School in Flagler County with this Magic of Teaching Award. Ta-da! Surprise! Along with this $1,000 Macy's gift card. Congratulations.
Another grant.
That's great stuff.
Another project.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. I love that. They've built a drone and now they're building a hangar for it, and the kids are only in 5th grade. Imagine what they're going to be doing when they're seniors in high school. Congratulations, Mr. Wolf. That's fantastic. You know, if you think about it, we saw that amazing group of teachers enter on stage. The walls here at the Hard Rock really aren't thick enough to contain all the knowledge and the collective years of experience and education in this room. We've got teachers here who have done so many different things in so many different ways. I'm really in awe, and I say that as someone whose grandma taught 1st grade for 44 years. And I could send a letter to Miss Hallie Watkinsville, and Grandma got it because everybody had her. If not in 1st grade, they got her in 4th grade. My sister is a teacher, my niece is a teacher, and so I so respect what all of you educators do, because not only have you chosen a path that allows you to impact on the lives of these young people, you do so in a way that leads to those kinds of aha lessons that we heard Ms. Ramirez talk about and we heard Lee talk about just now. But of course we all know the lessons aren't just the reading and the writing, but there are other lessons that are so important that can change children's lives and change the way they look at their world. So we asked a lot of people this question. If you could teach just one lesson, what would our Florida teachers choose that lesson to be? I think you'll find their answers very enlightening.
If I could teach my students one lesson, it would be the lesson of integrity.
Empower yourself. Understand that you are destined for greatness.
I want my students to feel that every day is Earth Day.
Practicing is so important. Even if you're good at something, you have to practice to become great at it.
To have a positive attitude and outlook on life.
I believe that honesty and integrity is going to take them far in life.
They are capable of doing anything and everything.
You only get to be in middle school once, so slow down and try to enjoy it.
In order for us to grow,
we need to make those mistakes, so we need to learn from those mistakes.
Have students understand the relevance of literacy within their lives.
Not everything that can be counted counts, and not everything that counts can be counted.
You know, if my kids walk out of here with the ability to budget and manage their finances effectively, skills that are going to help them in real life, then I think I've done my job.
It's okay to fail, because failing is just your first attempt in learning.
I made a list. Those were all so good. Empower, practice, have a positive attitude, grab integrity, make mistakes, that's how you learn, and budget. I would like to share that one with my children. Really good advice. You know, in this high-tech world of, and we saw that Ms. Ramirez is the technology guru teacher, it's true. Our kids are wired almost, it seems, from the moment they come into this world. And in this world of computers and smartphones and screens, by whatever name you call them, it seems sometimes the challenge of getting a kid to put those things down and just read a book is daunting. Reading is fundamental. And for our second finalist, Catherine Badone, her lifeline as a child were her books. Well, now she's an educator, and she gets to share her learning as a 6th and 7th grade language arts teacher by doing something magical with her students. She's passing on her love of reading to the middle school students in her class, but she's doing it in some kind of innovative ways. So much so that parents, believe it or not, are shocked when their kids say, "I don't want to go to the toy store, could we please go to the library instead?" Stop me cold. Ladies and gentlemen, please take a look at the wonderful magic that happens in the classroom of Catherine Badone from the W.C. Pryor Middle School in Okaloosa County.
I just have such a passion for teaching. I live and breathe this.
Rising action, rising action, rising action.
Ms. Bona is my language arts teacher, and we kind of learn about aspects about writing and literature.
She teaches you to learn, but she has fun ways to learn, like not just boring, take notes way.
The funnest lesson I remember having in her class was probably when we learned about commas and apostrophes and stuff like that, because she showed us these songs.
I would like you to take notes on our main character, Percy Jackson. I really credit my grandmother for starting it and my mother for definitely, she read to me every night. She was the one that said, "Hey, you're such an amazing reader. You love English. Why not try teaching it?" I became a teacher because I wanted to pass my love of reading on to my students. 30 seconds starts now. Go.
Being a new and fresh teacher, she's willing to step outside the box to bring in all kinds of different avenues, all kinds of different ideas to reach the students of today.
You can teach a novel 100 different ways, but if you're trying to reach a certain kid, you have to manipulate the book in a way that's going to reach that particular kid. So if you can do that for each kid, it's going to reach them.
There is a little bit of magic to teaching. There's also a science to teaching, and the good teachers, and Miss Bowden is one of them, she does those things naturally. She doesn't even know that she's using that bit of magic to bring in her students. So it's very natural, and she's just in the right profession, for sure.
I didn't really like reading before, but now I do.
She said, "What did you do to my son? He wants me to buy this book, and he's never read a book in his life." It's definitely like magic when they finally understand something, especially when it's a tough concept.
Ms. Bowden, thank you for helping me with writing and inspiring me and making me a better writer, because I know I needed it. And thank you for all the help and support that you've had during these years.
You have inspired me to become a better writer, and you are a very good teacher. I hope you win this award.
That's Catherine Badone from the W.C. Pryor Middle School. Talk about active learning. Those kids not only are reading novels, they're burning calories at the same time. We are so grateful to all the teachers in the room tonight. Y'all go beyond what's expected every day in your classes just to make sure that your kids are doing what they need to do, not just learning, but becoming good citizens and being successful individuals for the future. And I know that that is a passion that you all hold individually, but it's also a passion that the Commissioner of the Department of Education has. Pam Stewart shares your dedication, your love of teaching, your love of education, and she is so well aware of the amazing tasks that you do every day in your classrooms. When that bell rings and those kids come in, she knows that you are standing there filled with enthusiasm for the day ahead and appreciates so much everything that you put into your teaching. But why am I saying this? Because she should be up on the stage saying these things. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Florida Commissioner of Education, Pam Stewart.
Thank you, Deborah. You're absolutely right, and that's why it's a thrill for me to be here this evening with each and every one of you and these special teachers that are here. And I am delighted that Governor Scott is able to be with us tonight as well. You heard Deborah Norville talk about the fact that he is so dedicated to education, but I want you to know that he strongly supports everything that we do in education, and it makes my job so much easier. So thank you so very much for everything that you do to support me and the work that we do in education in the state of Florida. I will tell you that the 2016 Florida Teacher of the Year has some really big shoes to fill. Christy, do you think you could show us those shoes? Christy I wasn't sure she would take me literally, but she did. She has served as an enthusiastic ambassador for education for teachers throughout the state of Florida. She has inspired future teachers. She has traveled and attended literacy events with First Lady Ann Scott, and she has really represented you extremely well. She has been encouraging of teachers to be bold and innovative. And I can tell you that she is ready to go back to Polk County and use her newly acquired skills that she has learned as part of the LEAD network, Teacher LEAD network. We're so glad that she was able to do that. Christy, thank you so much for what you've been able to do for education in the state of Florida. And I will tell you that the students and the families in Polk County are so very fortunate to get you back. You have that waterproof mascara on? Because you're entering back in Polk County with Florida education policy, with your continued enthusiasm and your ability to bring in all the subject areas into your classroom when you teach art. Thank you for everything that you have done for students in the state of Florida, for teachers in the state of Florida. Thank you, Christy Bassett. And I think we're going to hear wonderful things about Christy in the future, so I can't wait to see what you're going to be able to do and accomplish soon. Thank you so much. I'll tell you that honoring Florida's hardworking teachers is the very best part of my job each and every day. So to be able to have spent the last 3 days with teachers of all the classrooms that are represented is really my privilege as Commissioner of Education. Teachers are tasked with helping students be able to achieve their dreams and have the knowledge and skills necessary to be able to do whatever they choose to do in life. And Florida's teachers really have risen to the occasion over the years. When this year's senior class entered elementary school, Florida was pretty close to, if not at the bottom of education on almost every measure you might use in the nation. But now Florida is recognized as a leader in the field of education. And I want to tell you a few of the ways that we are recognized. I could probably take the stage for the next hour and talk about all of them, but I'm just going to highlight a few. We are now 7th in the nation in student achievement. Amazing. Our graduation rate is at an 11-year high, having risen 17 percentage points in that length of time. Wow. That's huge, and it's at a time when we raise the requirements for graduation and the calculation became more difficult. Amazing work that's been happening in Florida. We are the only state in the nation that is narrowing the gap between African American and white students in both reading and mathematics. And we have it is great. And in the past 5 years, we have increased the participation in accelerated STEM courses by 46% in the state of Florida. Think what that will mean for these students as they enter the 21st century workforce. Amazing things that are happening because of the teachers that are sitting here in this room and the others that they represent throughout the state of Florida. So happy that we've had this kind of results in the state of Florida. We are ranked second in the nation in the percent of last year's graduates who participated in AP examinations, and we're third in the nation in the percent of students that were successful on those AP examinations. Pretty amazing work. We can accomplish great things with our students who struggle most and our students who can achieve the very most in life. And this success would not be possible without everyone who's sitting in this audience tonight, who've been bold enough to put students first and think about what they may need. Florida would still be thankful that they weren't very last, but we would not be able to be thinking about where we are right now and the possibilities of becoming the very best state in this country to live, learn, and to work. I'll tell you, I wish that we were able to honor every single teacher in the state the way we are rolling out the red carpet for the teachers this week and tonight. Teaching is the most difficult and rewarding profession that there is. The teachers recognized here tonight are among the hardest working in the state, and they represent thousands of teachers who go to work every single day with the goal of helping their students achieve their dreams and be successful both now and in the future. I've been privileged to spend time with all of these teachers this week, as well as some time with the 5 state finalists. You've already seen 2 of them, and I know that each one is the kind of teacher who would help the students become lifelong learners and be teachers that would represent the rest of the profession very, very well. Each brings a unique perspective and a distinctive set of experiences to the role of Teacher of the Year. I feel better for having gotten to know those Teachers of the Year, the finalists that are sitting here in the front and all the other teachers that have been here. The teacher who takes tonight's top honor that the governor will announce, be ready, is one who will represent Florida's teachers with integrity and esteem. And I'm looking forward to some exciting things over this next year. Thank you. Have a good evening.
Thank you so much, Commissioner Stewart. What a great report card for Florida education. That is so exciting. And you know, as Commissioner Stewart said, everybody has been together for quite a bit of time here. And one of the neat things that happens, thanks to Macy's making it possible for all the teachers to gather here, is you compare notes. You share ideas. You talk about, oh, you teach science. Well, let me tell you about what I'm doing. And you get tips and tricks from each other. And I guarantee you, education is being enhanced simply by you all getting a chance to chit-chat. Raise your hand if you think I'm like onto something here, right? Yeah, I mean, it's pretty amazing to get to compare notes. And I know a lot of people who had a chance to speak to our next finalists that we're gonna meet are taking some tips and tricks from what he's doing in his classroom, because there is a new breed of educator that's embracing technology. We've already seen some examples of it, and using technology to advance learning in the classroom and also engage their students. Our next finalist, Brian Fergione, or as his students, woohoo, there's his cheering section. Oh, he's even got like people with like light up things down there. Oh, in his picture, that's so cute. Brian, you must be so embarrassed. Or Mr. Ferg, as his students call him. Mr. Ferg is doing just that, using technology and a lot of other innovative ideas to teach civics and 7th grade students U.S. history. He's using technology to teach concepts like democracy, the rule of law, and to somehow manage to get through hundreds of years of history thanks to the beauty of the microchip. His energy and his excitement are absolutely infectious, and his kids say they love being in his class because his lessons are fast and his lessons are fun. So take a look. Here's more about Brian Fergione of the Milwee Middle School in Seminole County.
What I want you to do, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We got our 5 groups.
Mr. Fergione, he's more excited about things than more teachers, which I guess gets us excited. The atmosphere is always like happy, energetic. He makes learning fun. And other teachers, they just kind of go by the book. And he goes by his mind, I guess. He creates lessons for us that involve us.
My timer started at 4 minutes.
He's just made civics so much fun for me, and he always ties it into real world applications, and I feel like I can really use the knowledge that I've gained from his class.
When he came in, he had no teaching experience. He had just graduated from UCF with his master's, but there was just something about him. He captured the room, he told stories.
Civics is everyday life, and so to make civics exciting, it's just bringing in everyday life to the classroom. My dad and I, we camped all over the place up in New Jersey and the surrounding area. So history was engulfing us everywhere we went. And so I tried to translate that into the classrooms where we might not be able to go to a revolutionary battlefield or go across the world when we talk about foreign policy, but we can bring that into the classroom.
He has piloted some pretty cool programs in his classroom.
Read the background of the case found at the right.
We scan the QR code, and it brings up information about what we're going to be working on. Pulls up a website or a little picture or something.
It's to go out there with our phones and scan them, answer the questions, and go back and tell what we found.
Ladies, you okay?
That's something that is constant in his room with that technology, the scavenger hunt.
It's already in their lives, and the only place they're told not to use it is at school. So letting them get their hands on things and being able to truly develop those skills as they develop their knowledge of civics, it really is just making it about, real life education and letting the learning happen.
Yes, he has changed my life because my brother and sister were illegal aliens because they got adopted from the Ukraine. And then I didn't understand it, but when we got into the first couple of weeks of school, he started doing citizens first and how the naturalization process happened.
I feel like he's always trying to push me on, trying to get me farther, and I just respect him so much for that, and I just want to make him proud.
That's the magic, is finding content that you can translate into some sort of engaging lesson that just they're able to then say, oh my gosh, I get it. But not only do I understand it, I can now translate this to every aspect of my life.
It's just he loves what he does every day, getting up for work. He literally is singing and dancing out the door every day.
Thank you, Mr. Fergione, for making this year one of the best years of my life with civics and everything. So you really definitely deserve it, so thank you. Congratulations, Mr. Ferg, and thanks for being a great teacher and helping me learn.
The best teacher of my life. Can you imagine that? What a beautiful sentiment. Congratulations, Mr. Ferg. That's awesome. And you can tell that the reason those students said those beautiful things is because they know their teacher cares. Leo Biscaglia, remember him? He was like Mr. Hugs, Dr. Hugs. He was always on PBS. He said, too often we underestimate the power of a touch, of a smile, of a kind word, a listening ear, an honest compliment, or the smallest act of caring, all of which have the potential to turn a life around. It's kind of what's happening in classrooms all over Florida and around the country every day. And it's happening right here thanks to Macy's and the company's commitment to teachers over these, 27 years. Tonight, we have with us one of the bright stars of Macy's. Please welcome back Leah O'Rourke, the District Vice President for Macy's. She has a special, hold on one second, she has a very special award for an educator who embodies the spirit of caring. Now give it up for Leah O'Rourke.
Carl Jung once said, one looks back with appreciation to the brilliant teachers, but with gratitude to those who touched our human feelings. Warmth is the vital element for the soul of a child. When a teacher is capable of teaching from the heart, plus combining learning and education and caring, you know you've come across a very special individual. Great teachers care about their students, they care about their success, and they're committed to helping them achieve their goals. Additionally, they care about their students' happiness and well-being and life beyond the classroom. They go the extra mile for their students by really motivating and encouraging them, and they care to get involved. Through the lives that though she lives, hours away from St. Augustine, there's a really special teacher here tonight who organizes a trip all the way across the state to give her 4th grade history classes a chance to see and to hear and to touch historic sites in America's oldest city. She also serves on her school's leadership team and is very active in her community. As a parent, one of her students describes her this way: for everyone, there's a person who changes us. She not only pushes us, she pushes her students, but us as parents, and she teaches us to learn and experience greatness. My son was barely passing and suffers from dyslexia. The problems were so bad that we decided to homeschool him, which, by the way, is not for the faint of heart. In 3rd grade, our fears were confirmed. He would be ESE. So then, enter his new 4th grade teacher. She took a child with learning disabilities and showed him that he's not defined by such, that it's okay to be confident and to be proud of work well done. She gave him all the tools and care that he needed to sustain him in chasing his goals. My son, the defiant dyslexic, now wants to become a marine biologist, and it is all due to her. When your child's teacher goes above and beyond, that one person becomes a ripple that settles everything into place. Teachers who care, who empathize with their students, they respect them, and they believe that each and every one of them has something special that can be built upon. Donna Barber from Franklin County Schools is a great teacher who cares about every single one of her students. I love this part. Come here, Donna. Donna, you're an amazing educator with a unique ability to create positive change and hope in our students. And Macy's would like to honor you tonight with this Magic of Caring Award. So congratulations. Come up here. Along with a $1,000 gift card from Macy's. Wow. Beautiful job. All right.
Congratulations, Donna. That is so fabulous. You guys have probably read the book Robert Fulghum wrote years ago, All I Really Needed to Know I Learned in Kindergarten. That is such baloney, by the way. However, kindergarten teachers really are the first exposure children have to education, a structured classroom where, yes, it's the ABCs and beginning to read, that's important, but it's also important to play nicely and mind your manners and learn how to share. Our next finalist is an absolute pro at the ripe old age of 22 at shaping the lives of our youngest students in Florida classrooms. As a kindergarten teacher, Ceola Graham's love of her students is making a difference in so many lives, in so many ways. She's a 22-year pro, I should say. Ceola, I just took a lot of years off. You can thank me later, darling. Don't you wish you knew at 22 what you know now after all these years in the classroom? Anyway, she is in the kindergarten classroom. She is that entree into a love of learning, and I think when you see what goes on in Ceola Graham's classroom at Madison County Central School in Madison County, you will understand why she is one of our finalists for Florida Teacher of the Year. Take a look.
Raise your hand if you like to read. Raise your hand if you like to read.
I love this girl because we learn our ABCs and our numbers. Her teaches us how to count and count backwards. We learned our letters and how to compare and contract. And we learned weather, and we learned how you make clouds.
Let me see whose pencils are down. I just love being not the first one because they go to pre-K, but the next one on their journey to learning. I just love doing that.
Ms. Graham is a veteran at this school. She's highly respected, not only at this school, but in her community.
And she believes in the rigor of the work, and she pushes the kids beyond their limits. They think, kindergarten is just simply ABCs, but she has her kids reading, and she just expects a lot of them. She has high expectations for her kids.
I started off as a stay-at-home mom. Then I worked for the state.
She's almost the nicest teacher in the world, and I think she should actually be the the points on the castle of the teachers.
Yes, sweetheart. Every year, a new set of students come in, a new set of students who will love you unconditionally. All they need is that for you to love them back and to understand them and to guide them. And I feel like I was placed in this position for that purpose, because a lot of our children come with other things that hinder them. And if I can get past those obstacles, then I know that we will be successful.
She inspires me and the students. She's a great teacher to us, and we don't really want to move out of kindergarten, but we wish that she goes to every grade that we go to.
How many?
We have to be leaders in terms of owning up what's happening here. And Ms. Graham typifies that. She's not going to make any excuses for her kids not learning about where her kids come from. She's going to take them where they are, and she's going to teach them. And that's the beauty of it all.
Okay, let's go. Bye, little monkey.
Jumping on the bed.
Even though she's an excellent teacher, she tries to do better than what she did from yesterday.
I love teaching, and I feel like God gave me this gift for a reason.
Congratulations, Miss Graham. I love you. I love you, Miss Graham. Miss Graham, we love you. You're the best teacher in the whole wide world.
We want to be able to read.
Well, there you have it. I think we just have to say goodnight because she's the best teacher in the whole wide world, Miss Graham. I think next year we should, Macy's, if you don't mind, we're just going to move this to your school. We're going to have this event in Miss Graham's classroom because it just looks like a lot of fun. And she's going to be our teacher forever, according to those kids. Maybe the second best teacher in the world is our reigning teacher of the year. For the last year, she has spent the year touring the state and really going all over the country, representing every teacher in the state of Florida. She has given so many inspirational and motivational speeches, encouraging students as well as teachers. She has been a part of learning experiences, and she is bringing all that knowledge now back to Florida. And as you heard from the commissioner, she's going to be back in the classroom sharing with her students and with her peers. Let's give a warm, congratulatory welcome to the 2015 Macy's Florida Department of Education Teacher of the Year, Christy Bassett.
Thank you. Greetings, fellow educators, teacher families, administrators, and education partners. This is such an exciting evening here with each of you, celebrating the wonderful profession of teaching. The past year, I have enjoyed my time as the Krista McAuliffe Ambassador to Education. This role is named after Krista McAuliffe, the legendary educator who said, "I touch the future, I teach." Krista was tragically taken from us in the Challenger space disaster. She left our profession much too soon. I have considered it a part of my duties as the Macy's Florida Teacher of the Year to work as hard as she would have to make sure everyone understands why we do what we do, and to let everyone know how we touch the future. While visiting schools, I have seen why Florida's education system is reaching new heights as our teachers work to implement higher standards in every subject area. Florida's teachers are committed to every student succeeding in our education system. Across Florida, teachers are working each day to create lessons that merge subject area information, career applications, rigorous standards, peer interaction, technology, and high-impact instruction. The lessons these teachers are creating form a curriculum that is as dynamic as the Florida student. Our school system is anticipating the needs of our students and predicting the obstacles they will encounter. Speaking of obstacles, Florida teachers have been challenged with many changes this year. However, Florida's teachers have risen to this challenge because we educators did not choose this profession because we thought it would be easy or that we thought it would make us wealthy. We became educators because we believe that with extra effort, anything can be accomplished, which is why there are educators in this room who spend extra time after school with that student who struggles. There are educators in this room who bring in hygiene products for the young girl who isn't cared for. I know there are several among us who always scour the children's sale racks so that when the boy who sits in our class with a bright smile and the eager attitude isn't ashamed that his clothes are dirty or have holes in them. I know that there are educators in here, like myself, that always have a snack in our desk. It's not for us. It's for that young lady who didn't have supper or breakfast because there's no food in the house. All of these teachers, these heroes, work together to weave the amazing tapestry of our school system that provides knowledge, stability, and hope for a brighter tomorrow. I believe that a teacher is a fiber in the overall fabric of a school, a virtual golden thread that connects a student to their community, their school, their fellow students, and to the learning opportunities surrounding them. This golden thread binds a love of learning, sculpts a future of intellect, and creates a foundation of knowledge. A teacher that is intertwined and woven will never fray. These fibers create a solid garment, a garment that warms an entire school and even a community. District Teachers of the Year, you are all golden threads. Please celebrate your hard work and your success tonight and every day. As I walk off this stage and end an incredible journey, I embrace what brought me and all of you here. I teach because of the children. Now please watch as some of our district winners share the reasons why they teach.
I became a teacher to build relationships with sweet students like these.
Being able to help them be successful is what it's all about.
The reason that I decided to become a teacher was because of some amazing teachers that I had as role models in high school.
When I am with my students, my light is shining bright.
Share what I know and just try and make the world a better place.
To help my students find purpose in their lives.
I became a teacher 36 years ago to share my passion for learning with others.
I value education. It opens doors to the unimaginable.
As a senior, my high school principal asked me to volunteer in a first grade classroom. I knew then teaching was the place for me.
I became a teacher because of the impact that some of my teachers had on me during some rough times in school.
I want to give them hope and make them feel that they have the confidence to go forth in the future and make a difference in our world.
I love children, I love to learn, and I love uncontrolled chaos.
That is so great. Thank you so much, Christy. And teachers, thank you so much for what you do. It's interesting how many teachers were influenced by the teachers in their own lives. And I've no doubt that so many of you have future teachers in your classrooms right now. And maybe you'll know it one day and maybe you won't, but you have helped them find their purpose. And we are so grateful for that. We have one more finalist that we haven't yet met, but we're going to now. Setting the bar high is one thing, but to be able to continually raise that bar, that's pretty amazing. And our next finalist is literally raising the bar, which exists, and it happens to be a red bar. After decades in the business world, Diane McKee left corporate America and decided that what she needed to do was impact young lives through teaching. Now she not only teaches 8th grade language arts students about writing, but more importantly, she encourages them to believe in themselves. Let's take a look inside the classroom of Diane McKee from Williams Middle Magnet School in Hillsborough County.
I like your spacing here.
She is one of the best teachers I have ever seen in a classroom, and I've been in education for almost 25 years.
Honestly, I've always had B's usually in language arts, so I haven't really been a fan of writing, but being in Miss McKee's classroom, it really pushes the bar.
Language arts has never been a strong subject for me, but after I got Miss McKee in her class, I'm really thankful that the way I got her, because she's always believed in me and she's always pushed me through it.
Remember, I'm gonna come in and I am Ellie Wiesel.
You know, it was a career change for her. She did not go straight from college into teaching. She went from college into the business world, and from the business world, after she had children and she kind of realized what was in education, I think it kind of piqued her interest.
I started subbing, and the principal and the APs, they kept coming to me saying, why are you not a teacher? So I finally thought to myself, why am I not a teacher? I feel like they need somebody to let them know that they're valued and they're important, and that as they struggle to find who they are and what they are, that there's somebody along the way that can give them those gentle guidance to let them know that they can do whatever they want to do.
On the first day of school, and I'll never forget this, one of the kids said, I can't do this. They said I can't. She said, we don't use I can't in my classroom.
Hey guys, come on in, tap the bar on your way in.
Raising the bar is not just a catchphrase for her. It is not just a cliche. She actually has a physical bar that's in her classroom.
So in class, she would tell us how she's raising the bar so that she can get our goals set to a point where we're always reaching our goals and we're always trying to motivate ourselves to push ourselves.
She said, the sky's the limit. And she said, this bar represents the sky. And I want you to hit it every time you come in this class.
She asked us to touch the bar, and referring to me, I can connect that to life, because using the bar to your goals in life.
I do this for the students, and I do this because I love it, and I've always said the day that I don't enjoy what I'm doing anymore is the day I walk out the door.
In a way, she is like your mother at school, because she does care about you, and she's all the ways that a perfect mother will be, that she looks after you and she believes in you.
Miss McKee, I love you very much. You played a mother figure in my life.
I wanted to say thank you for helping me push our settings and to reach the bar, even though how high it can possibly be. And I wanted to say you're an amazing teacher. You definitely deserve the award.
Miss McKee, I'm so grateful to have you as a teacher and as a friend. Maybe one of my best friends that I've ever had, because I can tell you anything.
Thank you, Miss McKee, for helping us out. Best teacher around, it isn't a doubt. We're here today to appreciate you. We're always thankful for whatever you do.
Okay, I think we all know that students do not make up rap songs for teachers that they don't totally adore. Well done. Congratulations, Diane McKee. Talk about raising the bar. Our next speaker, I don't know that he literally has a bar in his office that he jumps up and taps every day, but I know figuratively he raises the bar very high, particularly when it comes to education in this state. And I know how important this event is because he makes a point of finding out what the date is and keeping his calendar clear so he can be here with us. For the last 4.5 years, Rick Scott has worked to make education a priority in the state of Florida. You've heard some of the statistics from Commissioner Stewart. There is definite positive change that has happened as a result. Governor has traveled to the state to meet with teachers, to meet with parents, and to hear from kids and listen to all of their collective concerns about education today and in the future. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so happy that the governor is here with us tonight from the great state of Florida, Governor Rick Scott. Governor.
Thank you. Thanks very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Please have a seat. I can just tell you first off, if you want to be governor, you want to be governor of Florida. You can be so proud of each of you, but you can also be proud of all the teachers and everybody in education, our superintendents all across the state. We have the best state, and it's all because of you. Deborah, I'm sure you're going to move here soon.
I will.
You're in the best state in the greatest nation in the world.
There's no doubt about that.
And we have great teachers. So the first thing I just want to tell you, my wife would love to be here. She had the opportunity to be here last year while I ran for re-election. She is doing something she loves to do tonight. She's babysitting 2 of our grandsons down in Naples, and sure getting them to bed right now. But she's gotten to go to schools all across the state. She's been to schools in every county, and you can, we've been married since we were 19, and I can tell you when you get on the phone after, you know what when your wife's having a good day, when you get on the phone and she's just so excited. And there's nothing better than going to one of your schools. So she wishes she could be here, but she thanks you very much for what you do. I want to thank Commissioner Stewart. I've had the opportunity to work with Pam for the last 4.5 years, and she cares about each of you, but she cares about every student in this state. And she is passionate about making sure that you have the resources to do your job, and she's very, very, very appreciative of what you do. I got to know Christy Bassett in the last year, and she has worked tirelessly, and she brags about the state just like I do. I want to thank Macy's. If it wasn't for Macy's, we wouldn't have an event like this. It's a great... I'm not the best shopper, but my wife and my 2 daughters make up for me, and they love Macy's. As you know, you saw ads when I ran in 2010, and saw ads last year. You saw a lot of them, and I ran on a campaign of getting our state back to work. I grew up in public housing, and I figured out pretty early that in education was important and jobs were really important. My mom told me my only shot getting out of poverty was a good education. If you look at what you've done, because I brag about you every day, if you look at what you've done, let me give you the numbers. Pam told you about all the results you have, but because of your efforts, we have added 879,000 jobs in 4 years and 5 months. I've traveled around the world. I've traveled to other states. I was in Connecticut 2 weeks ago, and I talk about our taxes, I talk about our regulation, but I brag about our schools. Nobody moves to this state, no company moves here without looking at our schools. We have everything to be proud of. As part of what I do when I talk to companies, I go through the litany of all the reasons why they should economically move here. But in the end, every one of those individuals is a parent, or maybe a grandparent, and they ask me, tell me about your K-12 school, tell me about your state colleges, tell me about your universities. And that's why they're moving here. Day in and day out, people are moving to our great state. So it's exciting to be here. We have, and by the way, when you add 879,000 jobs, when you watch how you spend your money, we now have record funding for K-12 education, $19.7 billion, the highest ever in the history of this state. Wow. We have over $207 more this year as compared to last year per student, and we're a state that allocates the dollars per student, so you don't have rich school districts and poor school districts. You have school districts with the same dollars per student. So we do the right thing in our state, and we have over $7,000 now per student for this next fiscal year. So it's exciting to be here. It'll be exciting to announce who the winner is, but every one of you are winners. But the true winners in our state are each of our families that knows that by living in this state, their child or their grandchild has a chance to live the dream of America. And that's a dream to do whatever they want to do in their life because they got a great education. It's great to be here, and congratulations on what you do each and every day.
Thank you so much, Governor. But we don't want the governor to go far because we're at that point in the evening where we're going to find out who our winner is. There are 5 very anxious teachers just behind the wings there, so let's welcome them back out on stage, our 5 remarkable finalists for the big announcement. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got Brian Fergione first off, then we've got Diane McKee, and then we're out of order here, but that's okay. Catherine Bodone, Ciola Graham, and Ashlyn Ramirez. These, ladies and gentlemen, are our finalists for the Florida Teacher of the Year. You know how your students feel when you've just said, hey, we're having a pop quiz? You know that little feeling in their tummy? I want to see how y'all feel right now. Just hold out one hand. Let's see if anybody's shaking. These are unbelievable teachers. They are cool as cucumbers up here. Ladies and gentlemen, I am so excited to be able to bring also back on the stage Commissioner Pam Stewart, Leo Rourke. They are going to explain what the Teacher of the Year will be receiving. So ladies, come on out. We've got Pam Stewart and Leo Rourke. Ooh, it's exciting music too.
As we've learned this evening, each one of our finalists here on the stage are deserving of the prestigious honor, yet only one will serve as the Krista McAuliffe Ambassador for Education. All of our finalists were already awarded a check for $5,000 from Macy's, along with a grant of $1,000 from Macy's for each of their schools. And I personally want to say at this time that thank you to Macy's for everything that you do for teachers in Florida and for the millions that have been spent. It's truly amazing to find a business that's willing to take this on and to recognize teachers in this way. So thank you, Leo Rourke, and thank you, Macy's.
Thank you. The individual named the 2016 Teacher of the Year will receive a total of $10,000 from Macy's, $1,000 for his or her school, and a $1,000 wardrobe from Macy's, as well as a very exciting trip to New York City, including airfare and accommodations for themselves and 3 guests to experience the excitement of the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. The Teacher of the Year will also spend the coming year representing all of Florida's teachers by appearing throughout the state to address the needs in education and present and in the future.
And so now it's time to find out who our Teacher of the Year for 2016 will be. Let's invite, please, the governor back out on stage, Governor Rick Scott, and Macy's Executive Vice President, Darlene Haynes. They will make the announcement.
Thank you, Deborah. It's been an exciting evening, but this next announcement is what we've all been waiting for. So, Governor Scott, will you please do the honors of announcing our winner?
So the winner of the 2016 Florida Department of Education Macy's Teacher of the Year is Diane McKee.
And so, on behalf of Macy's, Darlene, you want to make the announcement there?
On behalf of Macy's, it's an honor to present you with this check for $10,000 as the 2016 Macy's and Florida Department of Education Teacher of the Year. Congratulations, you are an inspiration. Would you like to say a few words? I'm going to give you the mic.
Is Macy's open right now?
I'm sure it could be.
I would like to say thank you very much to Macy's for supporting teachers. It truly, they said it earlier, takes a village, and it takes all of us to make that happen, from the governor all the way down, trickling down to our local communities. All of us work together to make the students happy, as you saw in the videos. I'm honored, I'm humbled. One teacher really can't represent a state. It's a phenomenal group of teachers behind me that I've been very blessed to know, and many of you out there that I've spent 4 days with as well. Let's all of us go out and raise the bar and move from number 7, and let's find out who's number 1 and go get them. And thank you, Commissioner Stewart, for your hard work and dedication. I've learned through this whole process that the Department of Education truly cares about the students. That's one of the first things that ever comes out of your mouth. How will the students feel? How does it impact the students? And I think you've seen from our videos, that's the only reason that we're here is for the students. Thank you.
Congratulations, Diane McKee from the Hillsborough County Williams Middle Magnet School. You do raise the bar high. You're going to have a great year. I know Christy's got a lot of tips to share with you, but we are so proud of you. We are so proud of our other finalists, and we're so proud of all of you for supporting Florida's teachers as you have. I want to say a big thank you to Macy's, a big thank you to the Florida Department of Education, Governor, Commissioner. Thank you both so much for being here, and thank all of you for supporting teachers, for being here, and for spreading the word that here in the state of Florida, what matters most is the kids and the teachers who are teaching them. So thank you so much. God bless you all. We'll see you here next year. Our 2016 Florida Teacher of the Year, Diane McKee. Good night, everyone.